Hi, my name is Michael, and welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. Happy Lionsgate 2024. This is a really important day. Now, this particular Lionsgate is even more important because, August the 8th is 8/8, but this is also 2024. So we have 8/8/8. And it is the portal that opens to enhance manifestation and also attract prosperity. And who does not want that? So this is marked by the alignment of Sirius and the Sun in Leo. And as well, by now, you probably already have your list of what you want to manifest and how you want your life to change. So that also includes a list of the things you want to get rid of, you want to leave behind, because we want to make new room for all the great stuff we want to manifest. So when something new comes in, something old has to go out. Part of that can also be you thinking about the person you want to be moving forward. How do you want to show up? And so in order to do that, we also have to look at what part of ourselves do we not want to show up as? So it's definitely the opportunity to manifest not only new things in your life, but also redesign your own life. Show up tomorrow on August 9th as a whole new person. Just step out there in faith. And that's what Lionsgate helps us do. So happy Lionsgate. For this, I wanted to do pick a group reading. It's a mixed media reading, and I'll be pulling from three different decks. Each group will get three cards, actually. And the decks I'm pulling from are the Golden Dawn Tarot. That's by Ibiza Tarot, and I believe that's only available on Etsy. The next one is Oracle of the Universe by Stacey Demarco. And the last one is one of my personal favorites, and this is Angels of Atlantis Oracle cards by Stewart Pearce. Now, on this reading, I've asked my guides to focus in on 3 months. So we're looking like at the next quarter, 3-month period. And I also want to try something new on this. I have never done this before, so we're going to see how this goes. Um, I chose the first card is going to be a tarot card from the Golden Dawn Tarot, and I specifically pulled it from the Major Arcana cards 1 through 12. And so each group gets one of those, and whichever of those I pull, that is also going to indicate the house from the 12 houses. And it's going to kind of narrow in of what your group, which house you should consider focusing in on that your reading will be about. So as I said, I've never done this before. I will try anything once. And if I like it, I'll take it home to meet the family. If I don't, I'll just buy a subscription or something. It works easier. So that's what I'm going to do in this reading. So group 1, group 2, or group 3. Let's get started. Group number 1, your card is the Justice card, and that is the 11th card in the Major Arcana. And so that means we're going to be focused on your 11th house, which is groups. Now, Justice is associated with the sign of Libra, and it's about balance, truth, and clarity. And that's kind of the focus of the message for your group. Now, the 11th house, this is the ruling planet of that is Uranus, and the zodiac sign is Aquarius. And this is a house that focuses on hopes, dreams, friendships, originality, community, charity, earned wealth. So that whole area right there. And that's kind of what this reading for you will be. So on the Justice card, if you look at it, you will see that you have a lady there and she's blindfolded. So she's not seeing everything else around her. She's just focused in on it, and she's holding the scales and she's wanting things to be in balance. And that's really what you're asked to look at during this next 3 months is how in balance are you with those things of the 11th house with groups? How balanced are you when you're in those groups? Are you standing on your own, or are you kind of being swayed and tossed around by the groups that you're in? Now, the reason I'm asking you that question to think about that is that there's been a lot of changes over the last few months. You felt that you're a different person, you're transitioning, and then we are also today is the Lionsgate day. And so you are going to manifest what you want moving forward. How do you want to move forward in that? Especially when it comes to that dynamic of your 11th house. How do you want to show up? Who do you want to be? How in balance are you? Not just with others, but within yourself. Because in order to manifest, you really have to have a lot of confidence. And that's the second card that I pulled, and it is confidence. So, how confident are you in your abilities, and how confident are you in who you are as an individual? Now, I know that this house looks at groups, but you are an individual in that, and you have your own voice, as should every member. Many times in the situations where we're in a larger thing, we tend to sometimes be silent and not stand on our own truth because we're maybe uncomfortable. What if someone says something? What if they don't like it? What if we're rejected? And that's really in this time period moving forward, as you step into who you want to be, you have to be confident in who you are, know who you are, know your truth, and balance everything out. Look at the situation around you and see things for the truth. If you have for a long time been kind of just floating along with something, but inside it's not right and it's just bugging you, it's time to face the truth. In order to move ahead, you have to deal with the past and you have to call it for what it was and whatever situation that it is. Now, in part of this in that house is about your originality, and you have to understand who you are in order to be original. Or do you want to be like everyone else? You're not a cookie cutter person. You are a unique individual with a lot of power and abilities, and you can manifest the life of your dreams as long as you can understand who you are that's trying to manifest that. If you're not feeling authentic, then the life you manifest more than likely is not going to be authentic either. It's going to be a replica of someone else's life. And this is about your journey, your path, your life. So finding that balance of blinding yourself to everything else and focusing only on what you know to be right for you and having that confidence. The last card of the archangels is Jophiel, and this is about forgiveness. Now, what does forgiveness have to do with balance? Everything. Because especially if you are getting in tune with who you are, and if you're not feeling confident, let's talk about that for a second. If a person's not feeling confident in something, it's because they believe that they don't have all the information, they don't know how to do it, or they sometimes feel that they're not good enough to do it, and that keeps them from speaking up and saying anything because they don't want to be rejected, because very possibly you have been rejected throughout your life or made to feel horrible, or that you didn't matter, or that your voice, no one wanted to hear it. You were to be seen, not heard. That can happen in so many different ways, and that not only shakes your confidence, it robs you of it. Remember that you are manifesting a new you. So, what is there about the old you that you don't like that much? And those are the areas to really think about looking at and making changes. Be that confident person that steps up. So, if you are out of balance and you're just everything's weird, there needs to be some forgiveness. There's a point where you have to say, I can't change my past. I can't change what happened, but I can change how I choose to move forward from this day on. And you're going to have to forgive yourself for some stuff. Sure, we can forgive other people, but it's harder to forgive ourselves because in your mind, you relive the past all the time, the mistakes that you made, the things that you wish you could go back and change. You can't go back and change them. It's over, it's done. It's not a life sentence, but it's over and done. You have to allow yourself to move on and forgive yourself. Show yourself that grace. If you could have done it different, you would have done it different. But you know what? Everything in your past that happened for a divine reason. Believe it or not, It happened for a divine reason because it was meant to give you the opportunity to learn and grow from that experience. And so if you're sitting here today on August the 8th and you're looking back and feeling some remorse or guilt about something, what that shows you is you learned from it. You passed the test. You learned the lesson. Don't beat yourself up over it. Be proud of that. Don't be ashamed of what you've been through. Embrace that because that has made you the person you are today. As you stand in the doorway of the Lionsgate portal, you don't have to keep looking back, but embrace where you came from that led you to where you are. So Jophiel is one that you can call on to ask you to just allow you to forgive yourself and allow you to have the energy and the compassion and the consideration to forgive other people. Very often when we deal with other people, we can be really harsh because they're doing something and we're harsh about that. Sometimes we react that way because they're doing exactly what we did, and we're almost projecting our guilt onto them or trying to make them feel that way too because we regret so badly what we did. And we're trying to tell them, don't do that. And we get angry when they see them taking the same steps and the same path that we once took. That's part of the lesson. It's part of the journey. So, group number one, justice. Find the balance in your life, the balance between you and other people, and also the balance within yourself. Draw those boundary lines. They're for you, not anyone else. Draw that line and say, this is where I draw the line. I'm not going to step across that. I'm going to remain me and where I am. And join those groups or be a part of that and be an equal voice because you do have one and yours matters just as much as anyone else's. And in the process of that, you're going to have people that more than likely are not going to like the new you. But you know what? They don't have to. You do. You need to love the new you, embrace who you are, and don't be afraid to back away from that. Find that balance, have that confidence, and forgive yourself for anything that you may be worried about. And also from that, you can go forward and also forgive other people too for what they've done. No one's perfect, but you can say that you're not perfect, but you can also say that you're very experienced. That is not a bad thing. So that's for group number one. Thank you. Group number two, as I go through these cards, I'm going to really ask you to use your intuition on these because this particular one can go in many different directions. There's a lot of nuances and with a collective reading, there's a lot of nuances out there, so it could be different. The tarot card that I pulled for you is the Lovers, and this is Gemini, but it's the Lovers, and this is making a choice or a commitment. It also could mean a romance or something, but anyway, this one, because it is the sixth card, this deals with the sixth house, which is health. So how does this have to do with health? Now, the sixth house is ruled by Mercury, and the zodiac sign is Virgo. And this is about health, vitality, healing, service, pets, and work versus career, but work versus career. So this is the area that you're asked to look into. So making a choice with regard to the sixth house type of things. Now, with this card, when you look at it, it's like love, something that you're passionate about. It's a beautiful thing. And when it comes to your own personal health and life and stuff, what are you passionate about? How are you making those choices? Are you making the right ones for you? Now, the second card I think has a little bit more to do with this too, has a lot to do with it, and it's distraction. So what might there be that is distracting you from making the choice you need to make? Now, this can be a lot. So one way I want to go with this one is that as you're moving forward in this new life you want to manifest for yourself, or however you're moving forward through the portal, um, it's very important that you do start making the right choices for you. If you look at in the past, maybe the relationships you've been in, or the job, or the way you've eaten, just any variety of things, have you made the right choices, or have you just stressed yourself out, burned your adrenal system out, and it's just not been the best for you, and you want to move forward? There are also many things that happen, distractions. I have spoken about this recently. That is the number one thing that stops us in our tracks: distraction. We have a goal, we have a plan, I'm going to do this, and then boom, something happens and I'm distracted, and it diverts my attention, and everything gets put on the back burner. And before long, you have an oven with like 500 back burners going. You burn your house down with all those back burners that you have going on all the time, with all the projects and the different things you keep putting off, putting off, putting off. And on the very furthest, the backest burner you have back there, what's on that one? You. You've placed yourself back there. You're way back there because you put everything before you. You really have to not do that. That really needs to stop, because that is not helping you as you manifest the life that you want. The life that you want for yourself is not one of servitude to everybody else. It's something for you. It's your abundance, your perfect life. So you really have to make the right choices for you. And you have to come first in that. When you make a choice for yourself, it has to be for you, not a choice for everyone else. And then you'll just kind of fit in and blend in as you can. If there's room for you to fit in, you do that too. That's just not right. It really is not. So that's what, for this group, it's important that you really consider that your sixth house and in how you make your choices. Now, the third card, the Archangel card, is Metatron, and this is wisdom. This is important because through any choice that you make, regardless of what it is, whether it's health or not, you have to really follow your intuition. What do you feel is right for you? Now, how many decisions have you made that you didn't feel right about it, but you knew it was a right type of thing to do? It would make you look better. People would see how loving you are. Even though you were exhausted, you still stepped up and did it anyway. You just sacrificed yourself, as you've been doing for probably a long, long time. Lionsgate portal is not about crucifixion. It's about manifestation. So really flip that narrative. If you have allowed yourself to be in a position for a long period of time where you have crucified yourself daily for everything else around you, you put yourself aside for every distraction that comes, you put that first. Time to flip that. Your life, your future, your dreams, your goals, your way. And your way is not moving yourself out of the way to allow other people to step in front. Everyone's equal, and you have to give yourself that time. So on this, call Metatron to come in and give you the wisdom to know what you need to do. And more than likely, what you're going to receive is a confirmation of what you already know you should be doing, because inside you know that. But perhaps you feel that it's selfish to step up and do something when you could do something for someone else. This happens in many different ways. And we truly all do have to stop doing that. And we all do. I do it too. But it's time for us to realize, if we're going to manifest the life that we want, then it has to be a life that we want, not just one we think that others will agree to let us have. In order to do that, we have to step up and use our voice and make those decisions and say, I want to live the best life I can possibly have. And I want to be of service to other people, but in a way that benefits me too. And I'm not like, being in service to people does not mean that you're a slave or you're indentured. It's not indentured servitude. It's being of service from the abundance of your heart, knowing that your needs, health, and vitality and everything like that has been taken care of first. So that's group number 2. Thank you. Group number 3. Now, you chose the power group on this one. And for anyone else that chose this group in addition to something else, you made a right choice. Group number 3, your tarot card is the strength card, and that is number 8. So you have 8. I had another one, 4 eights for this one. So that is amazing for the Lionsgate Portal Day, August the 8th, 2024. And you pulled card number 8. This is strength. Now, strength is associated with Leo, and this is about confidence, valor, focus. And because it's the 8 card, it represents the 8th house, and that is the house of money, magic, and sex. Sexuality, absolutely. It's a If you're going to manifest something, those are actually the top 3 right there: money, magic, and sex. I'll stop with that. But wow, group number 3, this is really great. The 8th house, the ruling planet is Pluto, and the zodiac sign is Scorpio. And the 8th house is about money, other people's money, your spouse's money, your neighbor's money, inheritances, sexuality that I've already mentioned, transformation, the occult, spirituality areas, and also things that we leave behind. And this is the perfect card to get for this, because as we're manifesting forward, we're also moving away from, and there are things that we are leaving behind. So on this card, this is amazing because you have with strength. And I want to go to the second card and then come back to this one. The second card is bond, and you see 2 people on it. So when it comes to the 8th house, having strength and then looking at a bond. Now, there are many ways that this can go. Use your intuition on it. But I want to take a little different approach on this. Is that as we move forward into new things, we have to be mindful of what we may still have attachments to, connections with, or feel bonded to or bound to from the past. Is that coming forward too? And this is where strength comes in. Now, on this card, you have the young lady looking into the mouth of the lion, and the lion could eat her right up. So she's just holding its head, and she's looking into it. She's probably saying, "Here, kitty, kitty," or something. You know, they're definitely, they have the lady and the lion have a mutual understanding. There's what's the word I'm looking for? They have a connection. They have a bond. And they both know that neither one is going to hurt the other, but they're working together. And so the lion is not attacking her because of this mutual respect or understanding. And with the people in your life, that's something that you have to establish as well, a mutual understanding. And if you are feeling connected, or that you're not able to break away from something in order to move forward in your life, that is at the lower level, and that's what you need to focus on. And that's the things that we do shadow work on, that we work with life coaches on, and we work with a variety of people to help us identify what those are so that we can deal with that, learn to work with it, or learn to work around it in some way in order to move forward. So with the bond, what are you possibly bound to that might be blocking you from stepping through this doorway? And that also indicates things that you need to leave behind, which is also part of this, the 8th house. What do you need to leave behind? There are things that are going to be hard to leave behind, because it depends on the people or the situation. But if it's truly blocking you and you feel that you cannot move forward, it's time to deal with that. You have to be honest. and ask yourself, why am I connected to this particular person? Why can't I walk away from them? Especially if it's a relationship. Now, I'm not saying leave your marriage or anything like that, but just those things that are kind of have become toxic in a way that over time, as you've been changing and progressing or advancing, whatever you want to call it, the things that used to work no longer work. You don't think the same way. And you find yourself more at odds with certain groups of people toward now you're even avoiding them because it's like, I don't want to deal with them. It is time to leave that. It may seem harsh or selfish, but it's not. You have to do what's right for you. And in order to do that, we have to identify what is connecting us to them. Why am I staying with this particular person? In the past, I've been in relationships that were not great, but I stayed because I didn't want to be alone. And I thought, wow, I'll be a loser or something. And I just stayed and I was miserable. But you have to do what's right for you. So, what are you attached to? What are you connected to? What is the bond that you share? Is it because and this house as well has to do with, money. Is it because they provide money? Is it because you can't support yourself on your own and you feel that you have to stay there and you're just there for the money? It's like, I love you, you pay my rent, so to speak. Is that what it is? Or is it that you don't want to be by yourself? Or is it just the sex is so amazingly wonderful you can't possibly walk away, even though everything else is total crap? I mean, there are many reasons why we stay where we stay for different things. So this is a time to focus on that. What are those connections? What's keeping you trapped? Why are you bound? What is the bond there? Is it something that needs to be severed? Is it time to move on? That is what to focus on. The last card on this is Archangel Michael, and it says, "I am presence." Now this is a really powerful closeout to these cards. The "I am presence." When you can stand and say, "I am," that means you're just a sum total of who you are. It's not "I am" with the help of, so to speak. It's like you understand and you acknowledge who you are. And who you are is a very powerful, creative light being that truly can manifest whatever you want if you set your mind to it. And you don't have to have the permission, the acceptance, the approval, or even the support of a lot of people around you, like you may think. You may think you can't do something without them or without this, but in reality, you can. It's once you break that limiting belief you have in your mind, once you find out what that is and deal with it. And as I mentioned before, there are a lot of people that can help you with this. There are life coaches and manifestation coaches. I've worked with several, and they have all been amazing. So there's support to help you with that, to get to the root cause of what might be blocking you. What is the bonds you have? Now, there are many bonds that are awesome. They're wonderful. And those are what you do want to move forward with. Those bonds of love where you are with someone or a group of people that the exchange of energy is mutual back and forth. There's just so much support and love. And there's a lot of communities that are out there just like that. And that's who you do want to move forward with. And in order to do that and be a productive individual in that group, you wanted to detach from all the stuff that's just trying to keep you back where you were. And a lot of people do that. They don't want you to advance because they're not comfortable with you if you've advanced because they're not doing anything and they want to keep you exactly the way you were. They don't want you to change. And if you do change, you're going to have people walking away from you. And that is divinely timed and planned. It's all good. Just allow it to happen. In the long run, you will be happy. So call on Archangel Michael to help to embrace that "I am" presence, but also call on him to help remove attachments. That's what his specialty is. He can sever those ties and in the process Ask him to allow you to see what that connection is. What are you linked to so that you can deal with it appropriately in shadow work or however you choose to do it, getting other people to help you, assistance through coaches or whatever. Just do what you need to do. It's important now, on this day in particular, to really get honest with yourself and say, all right, I know I want to do this, but I also realize all this other stuff is connecting to me. I need to let that go. How do I do it? And that's where Archangel Michael can come in and absolutely help you. So that is group number 3. Thank you, everyone, for letting me read for you. I hope that there was something in whatever group you chose or whatever groups that you chose that can help you. As I mentioned before, definitely use your intuition, because if you didn't get a message from me on this, hopefully something came forward for you and it gives you what you need. This is a beautiful day and a beautiful opportunity we have to truly create something new for ourselves. Our lives should be something that is so incredibly beautiful that we couldn't imagine anything other, and what we create for ourselves. You should have a life that every morning that you wake up, you feel purpose, you feel that you're important, you feel that you make a difference, and also too that you want to just get up and dance. My manifestation coach, Tanya Vilar, talks about that every day you need to get up and dance. And she's right. Now, Tanya knows I don't dance like that, but I dance in my own way. And when I get up, I am excited and I do have purpose and mission. And I didn't always have that. So that's what we all need. That's what we want. And in order to do that, we have to have confidence and believe in ourselves. We have to move away from the things that just really no longer work, that just drag us down and make us feel bad and zap our energy. It's time to move away from that. We have to, for our own spiritual self-care and psychological safety. And it's okay to do that. You have the right to do that for yourself. And I hope that you do that. Anyway, thank you so much for following me on the metaphysical journey. The last year has been an amazing year, and I thank each and every one of you for being here and supporting me as I deliver my messages and stuff. And thanks for your love. It means a lot. Have a great day. Bye.